We've built our relationships on a promise of perfect intimacy, a fusion of souls. So why does it so often feel like we're sleeping next to a roommate we love, but no longer desire? The crisis isn't what you think it is. It's hidden in plain sight. Stay with me. Because what we uncover at the end is the key to unlocking the passion you thought was gone forever. Modern love, you see, we are asking something of our relationships that no other generation in history has ever asked. We still want everything that traditional marriage was about: security, family, companionship, economic partnership. But now, we also want our partner to be our passionate lover, our trusted confidant, our best friend, and our intellectual equal. We want this one person to give us what an entire village used to provide. We have this romantic ideal, you see, that is sublime. It is a beautiful ideal, but it is an ideal that is extraordinarily difficult to sustain. We have created a new Olympus with a god and goddess of two, and we expect to live there forever in a state of blissful communion. It is a beautiful story, but is it a human one? Think about the stories we tell ourselves. The grand narrative of modern love is one of merging. It's about finding your other half, as if you were incomplete to begin with. The language is one of fusion. We are one, you complete me. And in the beginning, this is intoxicating. The discovery of the other, the falling away of boundaries, the delicious sense of belonging. It is a powerful, powerful experience. It's a foundational part of love. This security, this knowing. It's the anchor of the relationship. We build a home together, not just of bricks and mortar, but of shared memories, private jokes, and a common language. We know how the other takes their coffee. We can finish their sentences. We feel safe. But then something shifts. The very comfort and predictability that we worked so hard to build, this beautiful home of intimacy, can begin to feel airless. Desire, you must understand, is not always comfortable. Desire is about wanting. It involves a certain distance. It requires a bridge to cross between me and you. Eroticism is not about knowing everything. It is about curiosity. It is about mystery. It is about seeing your partner as a separate being, an other who possesses a world of their own that you do not fully control or comprehend. And here lies the central paradox of modern love and the crisis that we do not speak of. The very things we do to create love and security can be the very things that extinguish desire. So we try to fix it. We schedule date nights, we buy lingerie, we read books on technique. We try to do desire, but we are often treating the symptom, not the underlying condition. The condition is that we have collapsed the two fundamental human needs, the need for security and the need for adventure, onto one person. We have taken the fire of the erotic and tried to domesticate it, to make it a household pet. But fire needs air, it needs space. And we, in our quest for ultimate closeness, have inadvertently been starving the flame. The question is not, how do we bring passion back? The question is, how do we recreate the space between us so that passion has a place to live? It's a delicate dance, no, to be close but not to be fused, to be anchored but not to be chained. We have been told a story that love means the end of all separateness, and I am here to suggest that perhaps, just perhaps, true, enduring desire requires us to rewrite that story. It requires us to understand that love enjoys knowing and desire enjoys wanting. Love seeks to close the gap while desire is energized by it. This is not a failure of your relationship. This is the inherent, beautiful, and complicated tension of being human and loving another human. It is the challenge of our time, suffocating closeness. The crisis, then, is a crisis of imagination. It's a crisis born from a beautiful intention, the desire for absolute intimacy and transparency. We believe that if we are truly in love, there should be no secrets. We share everything. Our thoughts, our fears, our calendars, our social media passwords. We become co-managers of the enterprise of us. We are efficient. We are a team. We are best friends. And this is a wonderful foundation for companionship. But for eroticism, It can be a death knell. Think about it. When you first met, your partner was a mystery. You didn't know their past, their hidden talents, their private thoughts. You watched them from across a room and you wondered, who is this person? That wondering, that curiosity is the lifeblood of desire. Eroticism thrives in the space of otherness. I am drawn to you because you are not me. You have a landscape inside of you that I have not yet explored. But when we live in a state of what I call suffocating closeness, we risk erasing that landscape. We know every detail of each other's day. There is no new information. The conversation at dinner is a continuation of the text messages from lunch. The person across the table is no longer a fascinating other. They are the co-parent, the financial planner, the person who forgot to take out the recycling. The roles of the domestic sphere take over and colonize the entire relationship, leaving no room for the erotic personas to emerge. The lover, the seducer, the mysterious stranger, where do they live in a world of total predictability? This is not about hiding things or creating artificial distance. It is not about dishonesty. It is about permission. It is about giving each other permission to have a private, inner world, to have thoughts you don't immediately share, to have experiences that are yours alone. Your partner does not need to know every single detail of your therapy session or the content of every conversation you have with your friends. When you hold something back, not out of deception, but out of self-possession, you remain a sovereign individual. And it is this sovereignty that is so compelling, so attractive. You are a person in your own right, not just a half of a whole. When I see you, my partner, across a crowded room and you are laughing with your friends, animated and alive in your own element, separate from me, in that moment, I see you again. Not the us, but the you, the person I chose and continue to choose. I see the person who has a life, a mind, a set of passions that exist outside of our shared world. And in that moment of seeing you as a separate, whole individual, a spark of desire can be reignited. I can want you again, because for a moment, I don't completely have you. The space has been recreated. The mystery returns. We have been taught to fear this space, to see it as a threat to intimacy. But I want you to consider that this space is, in fact, essential for it. It is the oxygen that allows the erotic fire to breathe. Reclaiming selves. So, how do we begin to reclaim this essential space? How do we cultivate this healthy separateness without threatening the beautiful security we have built? It begins not with a conversation about sex, but with a conversation about identity. Who were you before you were a we? What parts of yourself have you let go dormant in the service of the relationship? The solution is not to go on more dates. The solution is for each of you to go on a date with yourselves. It is to actively and intentionally reinvest in your own individuality. This is not a selfish act. It is, in fact, an act of profound generosity towards your relationship. I want you to think about what makes you feel most alive, most yourself. Is it painting, hiking in the mountains, engaging in a political debate with your friends, playing a musical instrument? That thing that you do where you lose track of time, where you feel completely absorbed and engaged. That is a source of your erotic energy. It is the wellspring of your vitality. When you are engaged in these activities, you are not the mother, the husband, the employee. You are simply you. You are radiating a confidence and a life force that is deeply, deeply attractive. When you come back to your partner from that experience, you bring back a different energy. You have a new story to tell. You are not just reporting on the logistics of the day, you are sharing a piece of your vibrant, independent self. This is what I mean by reclaiming selves. It means one of you joins a book club and the other starts taking a pottery class on different nights. It means you take that solo trip you've always dreamed of, or even just a solo afternoon to a museum. It means cultivating friendships that are yours alone, where the primary topic of conversation is not your relationship. It means having a world that your partner has access to, but does not own. They are a privileged guest in the museum of you, but they are not the curator. This creates a charge. It creates longing. Your partner misses you. They wonder what you are thinking about. You have something to bring home to them that is fresh and new. This is not easy, I know. It can feel threatening. When your partner goes out into the world without you, it can trigger our deepest fears of abandonment. We think, what if they meet someone else? What if they realize they are happier without me? But the real risk is not in the separateness. The real risk is in the fusion, in the boredom, in the slow, imperceptible death of desire that comes from two people becoming one predictable entity. The choice is not between security and passion. The choice is to build a relationship that is strong enough to contain both. A relationship where the bond is so secure that you can each afford to be free. The ultimate trust is not, I know you will never leave me. The ultimate trust is, I encourage you to be your fullest self, and I trust that you will choose to bring that self back home to me. Erotic intelligence. Cultivating this dynamic requires what I call erotic intelligence. It is not about a set of techniques or positions. It is a mindset. It is an understanding that the erotic is a space you create, not a thing that just happens to you. It is a parallel universe that you and your partner choose to enter, separate from the domestic world of bills, children, and logistics. In your day-to-day life, you may be co-CEOs of your family. But in the erotic space, you can be strangers, rivals, accomplices, anything your imagination allows. Eroticism is, at its core, about play. It is about shedding the roles of responsible adulthood for a few moments and reconnecting with a more primal, imaginative part of ourselves. Erotic intelligence means you understand that desire is not spontaneous. That is a myth that causes so much pain. We wait to feel desire before we initiate sex. But for many people, especially in long-term relationships, desire is not a precursor to arousal, it is a result of it. The willingness has to come first. The decision to step into that erotic space, to light the candle, to put on the music, to look at each other with intention, that is the act that then generates the feeling of desire. You don't wait for the fire to start on its own. You strike the match. It's about anticipation. Thinking about your partner during the day, not as your co-parent, but as your lover, sending a message that hints at the evening to come. You are building the bridge before you even get home. It also means understanding that the erotic needs a different language. The language of the everyday is about efficiency, problem solving, and caretaking. Did you pick up the dry cleaning? The kids need to be at soccer practice at 6. Don't forget we have to call the plumber. This language, while necessary, is the antithesis of the erotic. The erotic language is one of poetry, of suggestion, of appreciation, of playfulness. It's looking at your partner and saying, I was thinking about you today, or I love watching you when you're focused on something. It is acknowledging the person beyond their function in your life. It is seeing them, truly seeing them, and verbalizing that admiration. This is the work. It is not about finding more time. It is about changing the quality of the time you have. It is about creating deliberate, ritualized moments where you leave the world of logistics behind and enter the world of connection and play. It may only be for 20 minutes, but in those 20 minutes, you are not talking about the children or the mortgage. You are looking at each other. You are touching. You are reconnecting with the part of your story that is just about the two of you. This is not another chore on the to-do list. This is the sacred practice that nourishes the relationship and reminds you why you chose each other in the first place. It is the ultimate expression of your commitment to actively, intelligently, and playfully keep desire alive. The greatest gift you can give to your partner is not your constant presence, but the fullness of your own being. It is the mystery of who you are when you are not with them. Love is about having a home in the other person, a place of safety and belonging. But desire is about wanting to visit a foreign country, to explore a world that is not your own. The secret is that your partner can be both your home and your exotic destination, but only if you allow each other the space to be separate, to be sovereign, to be whole individuals who choose again and again to cross the bridge and meet in that sacred space of wanting. I feel like you just looked into my soul and explained the last 10 years of my marriage. We love each other deeply, we're amazing parents and a great team. But the passion became a ghost. We thought we were doing everything right by being so close and transparent. This idea that we need to reclaim our separateness to save our desire is terrifying and at the same time feels like the truest thing I've ever heard. Time to find a hobby that's just for me. Thank you.